Supergirl, it's alright. First things first, this is not a James Gunn movie. You can tell immediately by the loss of backstory in this film's characters. We obviously get a lot of Kara since it's her movie. We know what happened to Krypton, how she made it to Earth, yada yada yada, all that shit. But then we get to this chick named Ruthie. I have no idea. Honestly, I call her a waste of space. She really doesn't do much in this movie. Her main purpose is just for Supergirl's character development. The big villain in this film killed Ruth's whole family, except her, even though, you know, he pretty much killed them in front of her. I don't get why he didn't kill her. I guess he just didn't feel like killing her that day. I don't know. But anyways, Ruth decides to go for revenge, which eventually convinces Supergirl to go with her because the villain, his name, what the fuck was his name? Krem? Wow. What a handsome guy. Anyway, Krem shot a dart at Crypto, and basically Crypto is out of commission for the movie. Again. Like, I understand Crypto is an energetic dog, but Jesus fuck! He can't bark instead of attacking? Anyways, Supergirl and Babe Ruth set out on an adventure to find Krem, and even though the movie tries to convince you it's a gun movie by using large amounts of music, aliens, and having crude humor, it fails horribly at it. It's kinda, you know, cringy. But at least it doesn't have that Marvel humor where it's just, you know, serious scene and then a joke, or those dreaded female heroes rule bullshit. It doesn't have any of that. But it does feel like the director sort of watched the Guardians of the Galaxy and said, shit, this is gonna be easy. Oh yeah, Lobo's here. They insinuate that Lobo and Kara have a history, but it just doesn't get brought up ever again. They don't really establish on that as much. And also, it just feels like they screen tested this movie and they knew the movie was getting a little boring. So they were like, let's just add a badass comic relief, you know, to make all the parents crack up. So, you know, Craig rang Momoa up and Momoa was like, yeah, dude, hell yeah, I'll be a Lobo. What the fuck? Anyways, the movie's ending felt a little strange. We get to establish that Kara had a rough past and doesn't feel like a Supergirl, but oh my god, this little kid changed her point of view. Revenge isn't the answer. Killing him won't change anything. I know what it's like. Yeah, whatever the fuck. Either way, Krem still dies under Supergirl's hands with the sword that got established, but we don't really know that much about it. I don't know. If I read the comic, maybe I know what it means. But anyways, Supergirl kills Krem, which confused me because she basically, the whole movie, she was talking to Ruth about vengeance isn't gonna change anything, but then she kills him? I didn't get it, but maybe it's deep. It's deeper than that. Anyway, Crypto gets cured in the end, which, you know, thinking about it, I mean, Krem is basically told to be a villain. Ruth in the prison scene was like, he kills for a sport. This guy does not care. And I'm like, oh, he must be very dangerous, but apparently he just has, you know, poisonous darts, and he has the anti-serum, the cure, and his necklace. Like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, Superman's here too, which, oh my god, brought a humongous smile to my face. Honestly, I'd rather watch Superman than this. Not saying that this movie is garbage or shit. It's just, I don't know. It felt... I really wish this movie was directed by James Gunn, but obviously he's working on Man of Tomorrow. But I just didn't feel for this movie like I did for Superman. Like, Herm had no character. I honestly didn't even know his name, if I'm being honest. He was just completely forgettable. Ruth had one badass scene in prison with Lobo, just to be useless immediately after. Like, what does she do? Momoa was pretty cool. He was a pretty cool Lobo, and Millie Alcock... Ooh, shit. I think she did a pretty good job as Supergirl, but obviously, you know, it's not the best since the script is pretty average. You can't really blame her because, you know, it's obviously the director and the screenwriter's fault. But once James Gunn gets a hold of her, woo, we're gonna get some crazy stuff, yo. Anyways, I don't recommend watching Supergirl.